that peach I'm seeing?
I don't know what it is.
Are you wearing it? For the people on
I think that the shirt is peach and the jacket is orange. I decided to be a bit colorful today. Show you a little bit about my wardrobe, you know?
For the people on 93.5 FM who does not get the ability to see David Squeeze Annakie in about a bright orange jacket, peach shirt.
Yeah.
You are missing something. You are certainly missing something. I am sure when I go on Facebook, people will have lots of comments about this.
Right.
All right. But
that's the whole idea.
But welcome from Jamaica. I'm here in cold New York. I am here in cold New York still. And
I heard it's down really low.
I'm sorry, I don't hear you.
I heard it's going down in the 30s.
Yes, so you ran.
That's what I do. It gets colder. I'm out.
You're out. Well, happy Veterans Day to you as well. Today's Veterans Day, Squeeze. And do you know the history of Veterans Day? Why we're celebrating Veterans Day today, by the way?
Why don't you tell us about it?
I know about it. You know, it's so funny because when I ask you the question, you already know, well, Brad's going to tell us about it. I was just curious if you were aware.
So, might as well just,
Yeah, well, it's actually from Armistice Day after the end of World War I. So November 11th, 1918 marks the day of Armistice Day at the end of World War I, when World War I ended. And President Woodrow Wilson at the time proclaimed Armistice Day to be a national holiday. And I'm quoting President Woodrow Wilson. To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service. And Armistice Day, commemorating the end of World War I, where millions and millions of people, including U.S. Army and Air Force and Navy personnel died. It's commemorating that, and it has now come to commemorate not only the deaths of U.S. servicemen in World War I, but World War II, the deaths of U.S. servicemen in every war ever since. And that is what we are celebrating today, not only servicemen who passed, but also people who have, it is now turned into Veterans Day, people who have enlisted, served America, and we celebrate them, and we're happy that they are alive and well with us as well.
Extremely happy. And once again, folks, it's the Brad and Squeeze Show right here on 93.5 WVIP FM, and also on Facebook, social media, at David Squeeze Annakie's Facebook page, at Brad H. Bernstein's Facebook page, and also the law offices of Spar Bernstein. And we're going to be getting to your questions shortly. Remember to call 1-800-529-5465. I am currently in the beautiful country of Jamaica, jumped on the private jet, a.k.a. Caribbean Airlines, at 1 a.m. last night. Okay, and I am here in Jamaica broadcasting for everyone. What's going on here in Jamaica? Lots of rain. That's all I can say. And I'm missing New York, but I'm not missing the cold.
You are not missing New York.
Just had to say that.
The funniest thing is I saw you last night at 6:30 at the end of the workday, and I said, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. And you said, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And I get a text message somehow between the end of the workday last night and this morning, you decided to somehow make it to Jamaica.
Yep. I said meeting time last night, and then after that, it was Jamaica, But anyway, we're here, man.
And
we're here.
So let me tell you what else is in the news here, Squeeze. While you were traveling to Jamaica, let me get you updated here.
What else is in the news?
Donald Trump tried to pressure the Department of Homeland Security. Donald Trump and Kelly, his right-hand man, tried to pressure the Department of Homeland Security to say that it is safe for both people from Honduras and Nicaragua to return to their home countries and end the temporary protected status that they've enjoyed here in the United States for the last 25 years. After a lot of, apparently in the news, a lot of arm twisting, the head of the Department of Homeland Security agreed to end the program for Nicaragua, but said that there's not enough information for Honduras. They believe there's still safety issues of returning to Honduras, and despite all the political pressure, did not end it for Honduras. Probably did not want to end it for Nicaragua too, but for the political pressure. What else is happening? Starting today, I've never been there, but you know, there's tracts of property and land that, you know, are still natural habitats. But as of today, the Arctic Wildlife Refuge up in Alaska will no longer be one of those because the oil companies are going to start drilling there today. So we don't know what's going to happen to the wildlife that's up there, the polar bears and everybody else. It's all going to be affected. Here's something ironic, Squeeze. Tell me why you think this may have happened. A self-driving bus, the first of its kind in Las Vegas, crashed after only several hours on the road in Las Vegas. Perhaps it crashed because nobody's driving it, Squeeze. Perhaps that's the everyone's wondering. I wonder why this self-driving car crashed. Because nobody's behind the wheel, maybe.
So what do you think? We shouldn't have self-driving cars?
I think that there should not be any self-driving cars that are being tested on the streets where people are walking, that's for sure.
We shouldn't be testing them.
Yeah.
I believe in it, but I don't think we should be testing them on the streets. I don't think
they should be testing them on the street. Somebody's going to get killed. If not, or if it all right, mark my word. Mark my word.
Marking your word.
I am marking it. The bus can hold up to 12 passengers, drive 25 miles an hour, but crashed after 2 hours. And everybody's trying to figure out, why did this bus crash? There's the most bus, Squeeze. It's the most technologically advanced bus ever made. And the only answer that I can come up with as a layman, you know, because I'm not an engineer, is it has no driver. That's why it crashed.
Yeah. By the way, who put the immigration legal beagle sign on your computer?
Well, I did that. I was waiting for you to say something. You know, we have a prop.
You have the legal beagles with you?
No, I do not have the legal beagles with me, but we have a prop department. And I was rummaging through the prop department, you know, and, you know, we have Donald Trump pumpkin hair. We have the legal beagle sign. And, you know, it's a small prop department, Squeeze, very, very tiny.
Small.
It's very, very small. So I found this rummaging through our prop department, and I said, because it had the stars on it, and it seemed very American to me, and since it's Veterans Day, I decided to put it up. The legal beagle Spar and Bernstein sign, straight out of our prop department. We got to keep using the stuff that we have in the prop department. It can't be one and done.
Why waste it?
So I said, oh, this looks like a Veterans Day thing, so we're gonna put it up.
Why waste it?
Why waste it? Why? By the way, the telephone number to call to get on our show, to get your immigration questions asked and answered, is 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. We will be making fun of the orange guy in the White House. We'll also, in the future, be making fun of the orange guy in Jamaica. If you are watching, us on Facebook right now, Squeeze is quite orange.
Yeah, I'm very orange today.
You know what?
I bet you on the live at noon you won't see me the same thing.
It's actually very apropos that you're dressed in orange and your name is Squeeze.
Exactly. There you go.
It's very apropos. Yep. Very apropos.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. 1-800-529-5465. Do you want to talk about Louis C.K. or you want to go to immigration?
Well, let's hear what you got to say about that. And then we'll go to immigration.
Well, you heard what happened, right? You know, famous. You don't know what happened.
No, I don't.
Serious? You've been traveling all this time.
Yes, I've been traveling.
Right. The famous comedian Louis C.K., one of the most famous comedians in the world, is now being accused of sexual misconduct by at least 5 women who claim at different times that he lured them to his hotel room, and when they got there, they were held against their will, and he masturbated on them. It's getting crazier every day, these sexual abuse things. Yeah. Comedians Dana Goodman and Julia Wallov say Louis C.K. invited them to his hotel room for a nightcap after their performance at the U.S. Comedy Arts Festival in Aspen. And once in the room, they were not allowed to leave. Louis C.K. pulled out his penis, sat on them, and masturbated on them. You can't make this stuff up. Apparently,
here's one you can't make up.
Apparently, C.K., Louis C.K., you know what? This is like, who wrote this? Louis C.K. came close to admitting. Why can't we just say he admitted? Why do we have to say he came close to admitting? Who's writing this stuff? Came close to admitting his behavior, his bad behavior in 2009. What?
Here's one for you, Brad. Here's one.
What?
After a night of drinking, FBI supervisor wakes up to find a woman stole his gun. Okay? Okay.
How stupid is that? I saw that article. How stupid is that?
You saw that, right?
Yeah, how stupid is that?
Counterterrorism supervisor is under internal investigation after a woman stole his gun following a night of heavy drinking in a North Carolina hotel, according to documents and the government officials. This is unbelievable.
You know
he
what?
had his Glock 40 caliber handgun stolen, a $6,000 Rolex watch, and $60 in cash stolen from his room at a Western hotel.
Squeeze. Let me give you some legal advice. Okay, if you're going to sleep,
he was thinking with the wrong head.
If you're going to sleep with a person who works at the FBI, it's the last. Don't you think it's the FBI? Don't you think they're going to catch you? I mean, if you steal from someone who works at the FBI, don't you think you're going to be caught?
But listen, I'm not even thinking about the lady right now. I'm just thinking about the FBI. Do I want this guy as an FBI agent for me?
No. But I mean, but you got to think. I mean, that's like stupid criminal of the day. You know. Why don't you like?
Right. Seriously, you meet somebody and they go back to your room for the first night. Let's say hypothetically we do one night stand. We don't, but hypothetically.
Hypothetically, that happens.
And the lady comes back to your room. I'm sorry, it's a one night stand. I don't know who the hell you are. Okay, you're just up in my apartment to stand up. So it's a one night stand. Why would I not stay awake until you leave?
Because you drank so much alcohol between the two of you. That's how you ended up in the one night stand to begin with, Squeeze.
Then you're not a good FBI guy.
You're not a good FBI guy.
No, you got to.
By the way,
got to be in control of the situation.
By the way, before we get to immigration, we have a load of immigration questions here lined up. I just want to end up with this. The one other ironic thing, which makes no sense to me, on all of these sexual, sex abuse cases that are coming out now. Everybody seems to know about this, and nobody says anything. It says here, David Arquette, the actor, and Courtney Cox, who she was on Friends. I forgot her character's name. She was
I remember Courtney.
Courtney Cox on Friends. They were the executive producers of one of the shows where this Louis C.K. sat on somebody and masturbated on them. And they say, yeah, we knew about it. I mean, you just put your hand up like, what? You knew about it and do nothing. All right, there's more news, but we have so many people on.
We got to get to the questions, and this is what we do here. We answer immigration questions. Once again, my name is David Squeeze Annakie. This is all created by the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, along with Link Up Media Group of companies. It is co-sponsored by USA Credit Repair, now in my opinion, the leading credit repair entity because they're very aggressive about disputing the negative items on your credit. But let's go to the phone lines at 1-800-529-5465. Do remember that the law offices of Spar and Bernstein is a full-service law firm. It's not only immigration, personal injury, construction accidents are very, very, very good at that. Also, of course, family law, tax law, criminal defense. But let's go to this line, Brad.
All right, we have Rambo here. He says he's in Queens, but maybe he's like in Southeast Asia, stitching himself up somewhere. Let's see really where he is. Rambo.
What's up, Rambo?
Rambo.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
How are you?
Please, and Brad.
What's up?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking.
What's going on?
I got two questions to you. I'm in the F4 category, and I finished consular processing, and I returned back home. So the next step is my wife. The 601 waiver, right?
1 second. You're in the F1 category. That means
F4 category.
F4 category. That means your brother or your sister filed for you.
That's correct.
Where are you living right now?
In the United States.
You're in the. How long have you been in the United States?
23 years.
Okay, so if you don't have a green card, you're here out of status?
No. I finished consular processing.
Oh, okay. So you have a green card.
It's gonna mail to me.
Okay, fine. So you came. Okay, perfect. All right. So you're here now. Okay. And,
absolutely right.
And your wife is where?
In the United States.
She's in the United States. And how long has she been here?
22 years.
Okay. So when did your brother or sister start filing for you?
In 2003.
And did your wife ever try to get a green card before?
No.
Never. All right. So she has to do a provisional waiver, and and it's based on hardship to you. So if she has to go home, what country is she from? Guyana. So she has to go back to Guyana to pick up her green card. We got to be worried about two things. One is, how did she enter America? Did she come legally, or did she come backtrack, as they say in Guyana? I know all the lingo skills. Okay.
You know, I see it.
And number two, I know all the lingo from different countries. All right. And number two, because if she did backtrack and there was some sort of misrepresentation, then she needs a waiver back home. That's a problem. Number two, she has to do the provisional waiver here before she leaves the United States, or she'll get stuck, and that's going to be through you. So she's going to need help. So hold on 1 second, okay?
Well, before you put me in hold, the consular told me she needed to do a provisional waiver.
Correct. That's exactly what I just said. But
right. So what's the next step? After the provisional waiver, who scheduled the interview if I do get approved?
The first step would be that you have to start processing through the National Visa Center.
But I did it already. I did that already. I married her.
I understand that, but you have to do affidavits of support and everything through the National Visa Center as well.
It's done, Mr. Brad. It's finished already.
Okay,
I did it already.
All right. Okay, I don't know any of this because I don't have anything in front of me. So when you're saying what's the next step is, I don't know where you stopped, which is why you really need a consultation so you can bring in everything you've done. But the process is, do the affidavits of support for her, do her biographic data, get her police reports in, then tell the National Visa Center, don't schedule the appointment in Guyana yet until I get the provisional waiver done. You file the provisional waiver separately with USCIS, and then you wait for that decision. You get the provisional waiver. You then send it back to the National Visa Center. Hey, got my provisional waiver. And then they'll schedule the appointment for you in Guyana. That's the process. I just don't know where you are in that process.
That's what I'm telling you. Me and her are supposed to go to Guyana, but she don't have the waiver, so I went to Guyana, right? And she was positive from the National Visa Center already.
Okay, Rambo, again, I just told you the entire process, okay?
Okay.
So
why is it Rambo just don't come to you?
Exactly, because I said that I don't know where, so he's saying, this is where I'm at. I said, wonderful. So I can help you. You are not going, listen, someone can, I guess, conceivably, anything is possible. You can get hit by lightning. I don't think it happens often. It's also conceivable that you can get a provisional waiver approved without a good lawyer. But generally, I would say you need a good lawyer to do it. So no matter what, you're going to need the help of an attorney to get your wife back and forth. So hold on 1 second. All right.
I was about to cut that to the chase, man, because I think you guys are both going off.
I'm not going off anywhere.
Too long.
I was not going off anywhere. I was just trying to be. I was trying to be polite and help the man. That's what I do.
Well, I was polite the other day. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. Let's go to another call. Let's see if we can go quickly through calls, Brad.
All right, let's go to Salico in Georgia.
Salico, how are you?
Salico did not want to talk to us after a while. And by the way, Courtney Cox was Monica in Friends.
Next.
All right, let's go to Sam in Chicago. Sam in Chicago.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sam.
How you doing, sir?
Good,
I
good.
just watched
Good morning.
videos. I heard good stuff about you.
Thank you.
I'm calling regarding, I
good.
came in this country in 1997, B2 visa.
Where you from?
I'm from Pakistan,
Okay.
and I came in 1997.
Okay.
My brother just applied from I-130 in October 2017,
Right.
and I got DUI in 2008.
You got
And my brother,
Yeah.
brother applied I-130, 485, 765, all the form together.
why did he
There-
why did he do that for you? You can't adjust through your brother. Did he file an
No, he
I-130
did it
for you
for
a long
me.
time ago?
No, he did not.
All right, you're doing everything wrong. Okay, when your brother files for you, you file an I-130 only because you get put on a waiting list for about 12 years. So if you do an
Yes.
I-130 and an I-45, one of two things are going to happen. Either they're going to take your money and deny you, and you're going to get nothing, or they're going to take your money, deny you, see you're here out of status, see you screwed up your case, and put you in deportation. Now you're a guy from Pakistan who overstayed since 1997 with a DUI. You got a big problem. That's why you don't fill
The
out
thing
forms.
is, like, they already took I-130 and they give me the letters. They sent it to my brother. Petition. I mean the date of receiving purity date,
Right.
and now they send me 485 back and 765 because we cannot process you.
Okay,
because
so you are the
don't
luckiest.
have
You're
a-
the luckiest Pakistani in Chicago, because you're lucky that they did not accept your adjustment application. Because if they did, they would have taken your money and you would have ended up getting denied and put in deportation once an immigration officer looked at it. Because they were
Okay.
the people in the mailroom returned it and never got looked at by an immigration officer. You just filed. They forwarded your I-130 to a processing center that's really not, local ICE officials are going to be in contact with. You'll get an I-130 approved. You're going to wait about a decade before you're eligible for your green card. So you got to find other ways to figure out how to get your green card. But you're lucky in the sense that they returned everything to you. They didn't accept it, process it, because then you would have ended up in deportation. So hold on one second. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they receive. They send me the priority date in
You
I-130.
explained all that to me. So what I told you is that you have a 10-year wait. So hold on one second. All right? I'm nice about
needs
it,
help,
but
yeah.
he needs help. Man needs help. Let's
Yep.
go to Jane in Bronx. Jane.
Jane and the BX. How are you?
Jane.
Jane? Jane.
Going once. Jane.
All right, let's move to the next call. We'll come back to Jane.
Jane is there.
Oh, there.
Jane is there. I gave out my I was about to give out my Tarzan yell.
Hi, good morning. How you doing, guys? Please.
Good morning. What's happening?
Hey, wait up.
Hi, I have a question on behalf of my cousin. Her husband's mother petitioned, filed for him while he was in Jamaica.
Your husband's mother petitioned for him while he was in Jamaica.
Her
Got it.
husband's mother petitioned for him while he was in Jamaica.
Was he your husband at that time, or he was single?
He was single.
Okay.
During the time of the petition, he got married.
To you?
But he never, yes.
Good.
Not to me, to my cousin.
To
Okay.
your cousin.
However, so he got married, right? But he never disclosed that information to immigration. They asked him if he was still single or whatever, and he said yes. He
Okay.
never, because he was told.
Problem. He was told to lie. That's what he was told. So he.
Because they told him, no. They told him that if he
Who's
did,
they? Who's they?
family and friends. They told
Okay,
him that
exactly.
if he did, they're gonna
Family and
punish him.
friends. Family and
Dave.
friends royally screwed this guy, because as soon
Dave.
as you get married and you don't
They screwed the
disclose
guy.
it, as soon as you get married and you don't disclose the marriage, now you are making a misrepresentation to the U.S. government, because you had to
No,
switch.
but let me tell you
Okay,
what
he
happened.
didn't do it. Okay.
He did say he was single, and he came up. He got through because they didn't. I guess they didn't check. I don't know, but they didn't know that he got married. So he came up as single. Now,
That's what I'm saying.
yes, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Now he wants a petition for his wife.
He can't. If he wants to, because he's going to get deported. He doesn't have a green card. Even
Yes,
though
he does. He has a green card.
no, not under the law, he doesn't. Because as soon as they find out he lied to enter the United States with a green card, what the government is going to say is, you got your green card under something less than the truth. Because if you were truthful, you would have never have received your green card in the time frame in which you were supposed to get it. You had to wait longer. So because you jumped the line and you lied saying you were single when in fact you were married, we consider you to not have a lawful permanent residence in the United States, and he's looking at deportation. He's got a big problem. Now, Jane, what I would say to you is just like yesterday when somebody called and said, hey, I just paid somebody to marry me. I'm really not in love. These are things that you probably don't want to talk about because this show lives on forever. But what I would suggest is, since we don't know who you are, who he is, that he make an appointment to come see me. But he absolutely lied. He got bad advice. He came as single when he was married. He jumped the line. Because he jumped the line, the U.S. government, even though he has a green card in his hand, as soon as the U.S. government finds out about this lie, they're going to take the green card out of his hand and put him in deportation. Hold on. Squeeze.
There you go. Once get a pulse. Yep.
I just
Once
say
again,
it
we
as
gotta
it
let
is.
him know.
I just say it
I know,
as
you
it
say
is.
it is.
Okay?
Yeah.
Might as well
And
just
as
be.
long as it might take you, you are very thorough, though. I
Yes.
must say that.
So I knew,
know?
by the way, I knew the answer 3 seconds into her question, but she felt she needed to tell everything. And it didn't change.
I mean, people like
people
to get it out.
Right.
You know, people. We are designed as human beings, regardless of what's going on. You know, we want to get it out. We want to get. Hence, the therapist. You know.
By the way, there's a lot of people who need therapists these days. Louis C.K. is one of them.
Oh, I know.
Weinstein
Yeah.
makes me feel
Yep.
sane. Squeeze.
I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that most human beings need therapists.
Yeah, it's not
It's not
bad.
just people who
It's
are
not
crazy
bad.
and it's not just people who are sick and crazy.
No.
I mean, sometimes we need people to talk to. And that's the reason. I mean, what do you think the pastors and the priests and the rabbis are doing? You know, what do you think the professional ones who are trained are doing? It's pretty much that.
But there's a stigma, I think, in certain communities that if you go to see a psychologist, there's something wrong with you. Everybody needs
Right. I
somebody
mean,
to talk to.
in the Jamaican communities like that,
Right.
if you go and you see a psychiatrist or a psychologist, they think you're crazy.
That's right.
You know, and that's not true. You know, that's not the premise of psychiatrists and psychology. That's not the only thing. You know, sometimes we need help. We need to speak to people. If people would talk to professionals more, you would have less issues. You have a safer world.
That is correct.
Donald Trump needs a therapist.
He needs a therapist.
Yes,
He needs a therapist. By the way,
Yes.
we are not therapists here, but I am a doctor of law. It's called a JD. Even though you shouldn't call
There
me a
you go.
doctor because I'm not a medical doctor. But I am a doctor of
Right.
law, and if you leave your questions right now, I just got knocked off the internet on my Facebook page. That's what I was doing. So I'm just resetting my iPad here. But if you go and leave your questions right now on our Facebook page at Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein, Brad H. Bernstein, David Squeeze Annakie, USA Credit Repair, Link Up Media. Did I miss anything?
A few, but it's okay.
David Squeeze
Okay.
Annakie, USA Credit Repair, Link Up Media, and any of the other live broadcasts you're watching. We're on about 12 different Facebook pages right now. If you leave, we have a special social media guru today, guest star, Giselle. Most people in our office, if you know her, call her G.
All right. Well, she's got to do everything in Spanish.
Right. So so she's going to be our special social media guru today because Kim is off celebrating her birthday. Hello, G. SMG.
Hello, good morning.
You make a very special SMG because your name is Giselle. So instead of social media guru, you're just social media Giselle. So we're going to come to social media Giselle in about a minute or two. If you can collect all of your questions on Facebook, and in about 3 or 4 minutes, we're going to come back to you and do a rapid fire. How's that?
Yes.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So in the meantime, Squeeze, we have a lot of people
Very good to
waiting.
me. All right.
So let's go to
let's get
Abram.
back some calls. Yeah.
Abraham.
Yeah, Ibrahim, how you doing?
How are you?
Abraham.
I'm doing good, and you?
Good, good. What's up?
I have a problem over here with my wife. She's on deportation for 8 years.
She's on deportation?
Yeah, for 8 years. And she do asylum like 2 times. She go for the first time, the judge didn't approve her, and then she go for the second time, she didn't approve her. Then we do a motion again, they reopen the case, and she go like 2 times again, they don't approve it.
What is your status
Sounds
here,
like you need an
Abraham?
attorney. Go on.
This is your wife. What are you?
I'm a citizen.
Okay. How did she enter the United States of America?
She come over here with visa, but it's not her name, but we tell all that to the INS officer once she go for the interview.
Okay. So, and you're out in Columbus, Ohio right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when she came on the visa on her own name, did they discover that at the airport and then admitted her, paroled her in for an asylum claim, or she came on this fake visa, entered America, and then filed for asylum later? Which way did it go?
Okay, she come with her name, but her picture was inside the passport.
I understand that. And by the way, Squeeze, the biggest problem facing America is not people running across the border. It's fake documents. There's more people coming on fake documents than there are running across the border. We should be spending $1 trillion stopping fake documents instead of building a wall. But that's a whole other. We're not here about politics.
Whole other story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Continue. So anyway.
And we get married, and they approve the one.
You didn't answer my question, Abraham, because I can't help you unless you answer my question.
Okay.
So my question to you was, when she came into the United States of America and she showed up at the airport, did she say, I have a fake document and I'm applying for asylum? Or did she never said any of that. She showed her fake document. They said, welcome, fake lady. And even though they didn't know she was fake, and she comes to America, and then months later, she says, oh yeah, I forgot. My life's in danger back where I came from. Let me file for asylum. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Okay. So basically now she's got a problem because she doesn't have a legal entry into America. She has a fraud on her, and she has some sort of asylum claim that they didn't believe reached to the level of asylum. So I am not. I mean, I'll tell you what she has going for her. I assume she doesn't have a criminal record. Is that correct?
No, she never had a ticket. Nothing.
All right. She's married to an American citizen, and do you have children together?
Yes, we have 6 children.
And you have 6 children together. So that's what she's got going for her. So in one hand, she's married to an American, doesn't have a criminal record, and has 6 U.S. citizen children here. On the other hand, she entered the United States with fraudulent documents. Several months later, filed for asylum, and nobody believed her asylum claim. So, and now she's been ordered deported. So we got to figure out, how are we going to, is there a way to reopen her deportation case through your marriage? Because there has to be a way, because if she leaves and self-deports, she's got a problem. And then if there is a way to reopen her deportation case, can she do some sort of provisional waiver, go home and come back? She would need another waiver back home for fraud. She's got lots and lots of issues that we need to go through here, and it's not going to be resolved on our show. So hold on one second. All right. Squeeze.
That's right.
Are you ready?
Wanted to say that.
Are you ready for rapid fire?
I'm ready for rapid fire.
All right. Let's go back to social media. Giselle, our SMG for the day. Where is she?
She's here.
Hello. How are you? If we can
I'm doing well.
If we can have Squeeze in our picture too, and we could have three boxes, that would be great, Director. And then Squeeze, do you have questions on your end?
Not as yet.
Not as yet. All right. So we're going to do Giselle. You ready? How many questions you got?
I have 3 at this time.
3 at this time. Let's go.
Okay. So from yesterday, Michelle Aquino, my friend's husband, entered the U.S. illegally in 2004 from Haiti. He was in the U.S. during the earthquake of 2010 and so applied for and was granted TPS. My friend is a U.S. citizen and has dated him for 10 years. They have a baby girl, plus they have recently married. As TPS for Haiti is set to expire, they want to file for adjustment of status. Since he entered illegally, can the adjustment happen while in the U.S., or would he have to return to Haiti?
Well, he would have to return to Haiti, but he would have to return to Haiti with a provisional waiver, because in order to adjust your status here, you need a legal entry. Or if he had the TPS and he traveled on advanced parole back and forth, that would have been the legal entry. Or maybe you're married, the citizen who's asking the question was former military or current military, then you can do a parole in place, which gives him that legal entry. Or maybe by luck and chance, either themselves or their parents had something filed in the system before April 1998 actually, and they're 245I, but most likely you would have to go back to Haiti, but you're going to go back to Haiti with a provisional waiver. You don't go back with the provisional waiver, you're going to get stuck in Haiti. So you file the I-130, do the provisional waiver, go home for 2 weeks, come back. How's that, Giselle?
That's great.
How is that for a rapid answer?
It's a pretty good answer, Brad.
Now, thank you very much. What else you got?
Okay. Kevroy Destiny Houston, can someone become a resident after overstaying on a work visa from 2008?
Can someone get a work visa after 2000?
Can someone become a resident after overstaying on a work visa from 2008?
Sure. There's no form that says I overstayed on a work visa, I'm entitled to a green card, but there's certainly ways to get a green card if you've overstayed on your work visa. If that makes logical sense, and I think it does.
I think so too, Brad.
Okay, thank you, Giselle. I love Giselle because she just agrees with everything I say.
Well, thanks, Brad, okay?
You know what? Giselle is the happiest person I've ever met in my life.
Is that right,
She's
please?
always smiling, always laughing at everything. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what else you got, Giselle?
Nana Nee says, hello, Brad. Can someone travel on advanced parole if he overstayed for more than 2 years? He is married to a U.S. citizen.
Yes, as long as you have the advanced parole, absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
And Sheen Williams asks, I have a friend that came up on a conditional green card. He lived with his wife a few months, but after looking for work and didn't find, he left and went to New York, lived and worked in New York for 1.5 years. Now he's back living with his wife. He's been in the U.S. for over 3 years. Can he go ahead and file for his citizenship now, or will he have to wait the 5 years?
Well, as long as he can prove it was a bona fide marriage for 3 years, he can. He may have a problem showing the bona fides of the marriage while they were separated. That's more very fact specific, and we would have to look at all this documentation to make that determination.
No further questions on this end, Brad.
Now, Giselle, your family hails from the Dominican Republic. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That is correct. Do you have anything you want to say to your compatriots in the Dominican Republic?
Dándole muchas gracias hoy por sintonizar con nosotros y estar con nosotros hoy en el show de Brad and Squeeze.
All I heard was Brad and Squeezing today. That's all I knew. That's the only thing I heard.
Oh my God, you're silly, Brad.
Thank you very much. We're going to come back to Giselle at the end of the show, Squeeze. Is that okay?
All right.
All right.
And
so put your questions on Facebook. We'll come back at the end of the show. Squeeze has some comments.
Get the questions pumping.
What?
Get the questions going. Just post them on our Facebook page at David Squeeze Annakie, Brad H. Bernstein, Law Offices of Spar Bernstein. We'll get your questions answered right here on the Brad and Squeeze show. All right? Because this guy, this man, this attorney, Bradford H. Bernstein, refuses to be stumped.
Refused.
He's a good attorney.
I am.
Yeah, so call and book your appointments to see him in person also. 1-800-529-5465. I'm still working on Saturdays.
And Sundays. You know what I do on Saturdays, Squeeze? On Saturdays, I go to dog shows, Squeeze. With legal beagles.
Dog shows, yeah.
With legal beagles. You like that?
I see that. Very interesting character.
This will go back. Our Spar Bernstein legal beagle will go back in our prop department until next year. I just took it out because it looked very American for Veterans Day. But you want to go to some more questions? You want to do USA Credit Repair?
Absolutely. Let's go to the radio. I like it when we knock off the questions.
Right.
And by the way, this segment coming up straight here is proudly sponsored by USA Credit Repair. If you would like to get your credit repaired for free for 30 days, just call this number right now. I'm taking 10 seconds to do this. Call this number. You want your credit repaired for free for the next 30 days, call this number. 1-800-872-7177. That's 1-800-872-7177. 1-800-872-7177. Did we tell you this? We guarantee you that we can get your judgments and your tax liens off very quickly. Call 1-800-872-7177. Let's get back to Bradford H. Bernstein.
By the way, Squeeze, we're going to go to Faye in Montego Bay, and maybe what we can do in the future is when we know you're going to be in Kingston, just have the people come right to your home and do the Skype right in your home with the questions. You get to, you know, what is it? Celebrity Cribs. You get to see Squeeze's home in Kingston. That'd be great. I'm going to ask Faye. Faye from Montego Bay. How are you?
Yes, I'm okay. How are you?
Good, good. Would you go to Kingston and do a Skype call from Squeeze's home?
Okay, my question is from 2008, my dad filed for me. My sister and my brother got through, but I don't hear anything. I'm married, so I don't know.
Oh, okay, so let me tell you, the reason why you didn't hear anything is because they're processing cases for married. Let me tell you where they are. We can look it up right now. Your brothers and sisters were probably unmarried, right?
Yes.
Right, so that's why they got through. And as far as for married is concerned, let me pull this up. They are up to, why is this not opening? There we go. They are up to August 15th, 2005. So you're 2008, you're about 3 more years.
3 more years?
Yep. Just wait forever. I know. But in 3 more years, it'll happen.
Okay.
The only way to come quicker is divorce your spouse, and I'm not in favor of divorcing anybody. If you were to divorce
we're not together anymore, Neil.
Oh, so why don't you get divorced then? If you get divorced, Faye, listen to me. Listen very closely. You are going to wait years and years and years for your green card. You are no longer with your spouse. Go find a lawyer in Montego Bay, get a quick divorce. As soon as you are divorced, call me with your divorce, and you'll be here in a few months. Literally a few months from your divorce.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
I will, yes, okay.
There it is, Squeeze. The Brad and Squeeze Show breaking up another marriage. They're already broken up.
There we go.
They're already broken up. 1-800-529.
What would they do without us?
Yeah, 1-800-529-5465. We have a whole bunch of empty lines, so if you call, we will get you on our show. Marcia in Queens.
We guarantee you'll get through.
Guarantee you'll get through. Marcia.
Yellow.
Marcia. Marsha.
Yes, Marsha.
Marsha.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's up?
Oh, boy, my story is long, but I'm going to cut it as short as possible.
Well, we only have 15 minutes left of our show, so please try to...
Okay, all right, let me cut it. Last year, I was in the proceeding of deporting. Immigration judge terminate the process, so they don't have me in that anymore.
Good.
So, but I did not get a green card back, and I went to the Federal Plaza. They told me that my lawyer have to go back to court, go to the judge, and have them remove the old status so I could get my green card. However, my dad passed away. I have to go to Jamaica, and I got a stamp. So my concern is when I'm coming back, would that be a problem?
The stamp says I-551?
I'm not even sure. I have to look at it.
If the stamp says I-551 on it or something similar, lawful resident, I-551, something like that, that is a temporary green card and you'll be able to travel on it.
Okay.
All right.
Because I don't want to, because this happened when...
Bring also the paper that the judge terminated the deportation. Travel with that as well.
Okay. What's the number again you say have to be in it?
The I-551.
Okay. All right. So if anything, I'll call you.
Yes, please.
Thank you. I'm right here in New York.
And my condolences. I'm in New York, too. My condolences. All right.
And our sympathies and condolences.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Stephanie also is in Queens. Been waiting a long time. Stephanie.
Yes, good morning.
Hey, Stephanie.
How are you?
Morning.
Not good at this moment. So, I came to the U.S. like 4 years ago. I met this man. Cut it short. I met this man and we fell in love and we got married 2 years after. He didn't tell me that he smoked crack, cocaine. He didn't tell me he.
Well, let me ask you a question, Stephanie. How long did you know him before you got married?
Like a year and a half.
You knew him a year and a half, and you never knew in that year and a half, you never saw him smoke crack cocaine?
No.
What was how is he? What, like he would smoke before he showed up?
Sometimes he says he's going to his sister for the weekend
I
or
see.
so.
Right, and then he went on a bender.
Uh-huh.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. So now you live with him.
Yes, we're living.
Uh-huh.
And we got married, and he didn't tell me that he had a child, what's it called again? Child molesting thing on him as well. And he went to jail for all sorts of things.
Okay.
He hid it from me. So now I got work permit and all that. Now they send me a letter because it's time for to and for interview. I was waiting on that. Now they said they deny him from helping me.
Yeah, well, this guy sounds like an absolute disaster between me and you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's a child molester. He went to jail. He's on the child. What is it? The child sex offenders list.
Yeah.
He smokes crack. He goes on benders. This guy sounds like the most horrible person. I mean, at least the way you're painting him, maybe he's a good guy. What do I know? But that doesn't sound very good to me.
Good.
Right.
He's good.
As long as he's good, as long as
I mean?
he's not molesting children and smoking crack, he's good. So, I'm just being real here. And and if you marry somebody who is been convicted of child molestation, there's something called the Adam Walsh waiver. And that Adam Walsh waiver has to be filed to show that you are protected while living with this man. And I have never seen the Immigration Service approve an Adam Walsh waiver. They just don't do it. So basically, the reality is if you're going to marry somebody who's on the sex offenders list, you're not going to get a green card through that marriage. It's highly, highly unlikely. Now, he has lied to you incessantly. I don't know where you go from here, but I would make an appointment to come in and then talk to us about it privately. But
so it's not going to happen.
Not if he's on the sex offenders
green
list.
card is not going to happen.
Not if he's on the sex offenders list. There's a waiver for it, but it's highly unlikely. Hold on.
Okay.
Once again, folks,
Squeeze.
This is the Brad and Squeeze show. Yeah, I know that was a.
How does somebody not know this? I don't. How do you not know he smokes crack? You date him for a year and a half. Is that possible?
I just want to say something to people out there. If you're going to date someone, and this is a public service announcement, make sure you do some form of a background check. All right, not necessarily going out and doing a professional one, but you got to know the person. Find out a little bit more about them. It's not always just the intimacy. Find out about their family. Find out where they're going. Find out what they're doing. Communication is key in every relationship. All right? It's very, very, very important. And I'm not a super relationship consultant. You
are far from a relationship consultant, right?
Both of us are.
That's correct. We need more consulting than we can consult. That's for sure.
We need consulting ourselves.
But you know what?
So
there's certain questions you ask, like, what's your job history been for the last 10 years? And if he doesn't have a job, then say, how come you didn't have a job? Oh, you were in jail. I didn't know. Oh, thank you for letting me know that. Ask somebody, what are your vices? Everyone has vices.
You don't want the feds running up in your house and you're in trouble too. God forbid this person is a criminal.
That's right.
God forbid this person is doing something illegal. You are now going to get caught up in this. So try to do some work. Try to do some.
Ask some questions.
If you pay attention, you'll see the little things.
Ask questions. Meet his friends. Meet her friends. Meet his family. Meet her family. And there's something fishy when people say, I don't want you to meet my friends. And there's something very fishy when people say, I don't want you to meet my family. Your antennas, these things up here, should start going like this. Why?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? All right, because, like,
No,
for
that should be
example, she said, oh, he said he was going to her sister's house. Well, if you knew the sister, you would know whether she was at the house or not.
Yep.
All right. Let's go to Maxwell in Brooklyn. Maxwell.
Brad, good morning.
Good morning. What's up?
I'm all right. Okay, I have a couple of questions for you. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been married since 2005.
Yeah.
To American, right?
Right.
And I haven't done no paperwork. Okay?
Why? Why?
I have a son. Say that again?
Why? You married to an American since 2005. That was 12 years ago. Obviously, there's something going on between you and your wife that she hasn't filed for you for 12 years.
There's nothing going on. Me and my wife, we have good relationship, we everything, but financially, you know, can't get a good job, you know, bills here, bills there, everywhere. Okay.
Let me give you, 1 second, Maxwell, can I give you a little hint? It's much easier to get a good job when you're legal.
No, I'm nothing going to change. I get a good job and everything going to be okay. But okay, I'm getting ready to do my paperwork, right? But I have a son now. He came from my country 5 years old. Right. Okay, he's 21 now. What's going to happen to him?
He's too late. You guys waited 12 years. Too late. You have to file for him before he turns 21. Is he under the Dream Act? Is he under the Dream Act?
Say that again?
Does he have the Dream Act?
What is that?
Oh, you're as bad as the last lady, I'm telling you. Okay? You not only I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. Okay? You want to be lackadaisical about yourself for 12 years. But what you did to your son is inexcusable. He came here when he was 5 years old. You allowed him to live here illegally. He's now a man, and you've done nothing to help him. When you could have, this wife of yours that you have a good relationship with could have done something for 12 straight years? Tell him to come in. Tell him to come in. I don't have an answer for you right now. He's 21. Tell him to come in. And by the way, you missed the Dream Act too, because Trump ended it a week ago. Squeeze. It's so frustrating listening to this. What are people thinking?
I don't.
What are people thinking here? Can we have?
Beats the hell out of me, man. Beats the hell out of me.
All right.
All right. You want to go back to SMG?
Let's go back to SMG. Where's our SMG? Social media Giselle.
Hi, guys.
Hi, social media
Hello
Giselle.
Hello.
All right. What's happening? What do you got for us?
Okay.
On Facebook.
I have a few questions also on the Brad Bernstein page. Michael Angelo is asking.
Brad H. Bernstein.
That's correct.
Okay.
Can we bring up Giselle's volume a little bit?
Yes, we need to bring up her volume, and we need to be in 3 squares for this to work right.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready? Let's go.
Yes, I'm ready. Michael Angelo is asking, if you send in your paperwork for your adjustment of status and you didn't send in your medical, how long from there will they send to you for the medical?
Your case is going nowhere right now. They will send it to you in about 60 days. Everything is delayed. Your appointment, your work permit, your entire case is delayed until you submit your medical. Now you can't submit it until you hear back from them, and then you submit it with the RFE. You just can't just randomly mail it in. It'll never hit your file. So you got to submit everything all at once.
Kevroy Destiny Houston, what would be the process of applying for a permanent resident after overstaying?
Depends on what you're doing. The most typical thing is you, in a bona fide marriage to a U.S. citizen, you're going to file an adjustment application, but there's plenty of different ways to get a green card.
Butter Anthony's asking, can someone become a resident after overstaying on their visitor's visa?
Yes, there are ways to do it.
Denisha John, I need to get my visitor's visa to come see you guys, Brad and Squeeze. Brad, you're the guy to help me in this.
To get a visitor's visa, you need to go to the U.S. What? You need to go to the U.S. Embassy and prove you have ties to your home country that you are going to return after visiting. You're not coming to see Brad on your visitor's visa and never leaving. They won't give it to you. You have to prove you're returning.
Terrell Wayne is asking, I work on a Royal Caribbean cruise line, but I have 10 years B1, B2 visa now. I have 5 years left on it, and I never traveled on it. Is it going to be a problem if I don't fly on it as yet? But no. I do use my C1D visa to join my ship.
No, not a problem. The visa's good.
I don't have any more questions, Brad.
Very good job, Giselle, filling in. As they say in the Dominican Republic, adios. All right, so Squeeze, we're coming to the end here. Where's my buddy
Squeeze? They say that
anywhere
in Spanish, Brad.
What?
I think they say that anywhere in Spanish.
Yes, they do. I think so.
Adios, anywhere.
I think, as they say in any country where they speak Spanish, adios, including the Dominican Republic.
Adios.
All right. So we're going to say adios ourselves. I'll leave the last word to you.
Live at noon, ladies and gentlemen. Join us and make the noon show a wonderful show. Do remember that we come your ways 5 days a week. Live at 9, live at noon. The office for the law office in Spar and Bernstein is open 6 days a week. Let's make this legal and catch you at noon. 1-800-529-5465. Thanks, USA Credit Repair, for sponsoring.
The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465.
What are you doing?